Good morning, ma'am. Does that ring a bell, Sarah?
I don't know. I was never in class.
So, well, if you know, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know, and this does ring a bell, but you will know why I said that later in the episode. But hello and welcome. You're tuned into KAPOW Plus. It's a show about when a rock band collides with the rest of the world. We're KAPOW, India's first ever theatrical comic rock band. I'm Prakhar, I'm the drummer of the band, and
I'm Saira, the bassist. So on Kapow Plus, every week we sit down with someone from a completely different field. Think physicists, monks, tattoo artists, and we see how their world collides with ours and we get their perspective on what we do and what they do. And this episode's really special because it's someone who's seen our vocalist Mayank grow up, become who he is.
I'm sure this show is very important for us, but it is very special for Mayank because she is someone who's taught Mayank since I think he was a child.
Yeah, since he was like in 10th grade. And what's really special is that we get to see how educators mold like us into humans, like as we grow up, and what kind of impact they have on us. So that's why this episode's really special.
And let's wait for Mayank to introduce her. And before that, what do we have for the audience, Sarah?
So before we get into the episode, this we're gonna play you one of our songs. This one's called "Experimenting with Humans."
And this is not a song that you would listen to on your regular day and any day at all for that matter, but this is a very different, very weird, but surprisingly this is the most heard song from our latest EP release. So the song's name is
Experimenting with humans.
not humans, humans.
Humans.
Oh, he's a subject. We run experiments on humans. Oh, she's a subject. We're running experiments on humans. As you walk in, leave your brain at the door. We make you a promise that you'll never be bored. Tweaking your feelings with some shocks and some more. We got you addicted and you want some more. He's a subject. We're running experiments on humans. Oh, she's a subject. We're experimenting on humans. Wow, 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 You are a Newman and now you are in doubt. Your brain is on soup and you can figure it out. We took all your memories to upload to the cloud. We got you addicted and you want some more. He's a subject, it's very expecting on humans. Oh, she's a subject, we're running experiments on humans. I feel so real. All I want is here. Now I've got nothing to lose. Let's just put me to you. We are on subject. They're running experiments on humans. You're just a subject. I feel experiment on humans.
Systems unstable at neurological quantum level. Human consciousness is trying to interpret the mainframe. Human has invaded the program. I repeat, human has invaded the program and is changing the parameters.
About the mission. About the mission. Shut off the main supply. Human is on tour.
We often remember subjects that we were good at, sometimes even subjects that tortured us. But every now and then you remember a teacher, not because they sort of drilled the facts into your head, but because they taught you something just more than the textbooks. How to carry yourself when the bell rings, when the exam ends, and how to go on about your life. So back in 10th grade, I had this particular history teacher, and I didn't go on to study history in any real sense, and didn't become a civil servant. Actually went the complete opposite way, if you could look at it. But she taught me something which stayed with me more than any syllabus ever did. She challenged me when I was giving up. She defended me. That's something I've heard. And she cheered me on when I myself didn't believe in myself. uh, there's this thing, like, I know the more I go out into the world and talk about her, I find people who have been impacted by her teachings. I'll come across people and I'll mention her name and I'll see a smile coming up on people's faces, talking about how much she had impacted their life and how much she's still involved in some of their lives and still checks up on them and sees what they're doing. How I remember her, she was this funny, fierce, often, right? But really fearless sort of a teacher who was the kind of teacher when she believed in you, you really thought that the world would open up. And years later, I started performing music, started even teaching, and got into mentoring. That's when I realized I am just recycling the things that she has taught me, especially when it comes to teaching and how to impart knowledge to other people. Now she's retired, but I think she's far from quiet because people like her never stop imparting knowledge and teach, even when the bell rings and the school ends. So this is Kapow Plus, a show where we sit down with the and collide with the rest of the world. And I'm Eternal Ramblings, your host for this particular segment. And today I have somebody really, really special to me, somebody who has impacted my life more than I can remember, who I still talk about every now and then. And I might not talk to her directly often because she's busy, I'm busy, but I'll still mention her name once a week, I think, like a chant to myself, to not forget how I began and how far I have come because of her. So I would like to welcome one of my beloved teacher, almost like a motherly figure to me, Renu Gupta Adhikari out here. So yeah, let's go. Ha. So yeah, so first sort of question, like, we'll just talk. One thing I wanted to know, you've already given me a hint of that when we were talking before this started, is what is your sort of like first memory that you have of me, that you can remember?
Nerdy. I was really scared, because there was not even single question which you could not answer. Monica, this boy is silently challenging me every time, and very respectful and very decent also. So your idea seemed to be very utopian to me, Monica. How come this child is here in this? Um, that was and you're that black
Yeah.
thread, which you are, which you used to wear. And I used to die 100 deaths every day. I was very curious to know why that black thread is there, but I didn't ask because I thought, maybe it's personal to him. So I never asked. But ninth, I taught you. And then in 10th, uh, I remember honestly that when other teachers started praising you a lot and all that,
Hmm.
this boy I found, he's good. How come they are saying that he is very good? So it used to be that way. And then when you sang, I don't remember when you sang. That was Monica. Now, I am good. This is my cup of tea now, because now I'm not scared anymore, that he's only, studying. He does something else. And that really touched me. That was it. So that was
No,
what I remember.
I don't know if you remember, but there was this one song I used to sing, but never, like, never thought I was a good singer. But it was you who sort of instilled that confidence over the years into me. I remember you making me in charge of this one thing, and you gave me this song called "To Sir with Love"
Huh,
by Lulu.
huh,
Yeah?
huh,
And I still hum it sometimes,
huh.
and I'll be like, "Oh, where have, like, this seems like a distant memory."
Yeah.
And that was the thing. You made me in charge. That was the main thing, and I was like so so worried, so nervous. Oh, I have been made in charge about a music thing,
Mhm.
and I don't know anything about music. I just love to sing.
Hmm.
So that was the thing. And over the years, I remember you, even like, after post 10th grade, when I went into sciences, and we used to talk still, like,
Yeah.
while every now and then I'll meet you,
Yeah.
we'll talk,
Yeah.
and you'll ask me, like, what am I doing, and you'll support me. Oh, you were going for this competition.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm worried about my exams.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I remember those are my, like, sort of like have become like a core memory
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
where you were supporting me so much all
Yeah.
throughout these years.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is something, not just me, all, like, I've met a bunch of people who have learned from you, like, my seniors
Mhm.
also, my juniors also, and all of them have very fond memories of you, because they consider you one of those teachers who used to make them feel seen and make them feel like, they mattered.
Yeah.
And so was that something you were doing, like, very consciously, to put students in forefront, let them be, like, feel that what they're saying is important? Or was it something that you just incorporated very consciously into your teaching, or was it something that came naturally to you
I think
these
it
years?
came naturally to me, and I have always felt, that children also need to be respected. And another thing is that they come with a different exposure, their family exposure, and interaction with their own siblings, with the classmates. So they have a different exposure. And if what I know and if that exposure somewhere or the other meet,
Hmm.
and we are able to create some understanding, so why not, So I believe, that each and every person should be respected.
Hmm.
That is something, I I remember I was sitting in 11th class, and there was a girl from 10th. She had been promoted to 11th,
Hmm.
and she was almost in tears. She said, "Ma'am, will you like me?" Manika, but why should I like you or not like you? What is it? She said, "Ma'am, I've never been good at maths."
Hmm.
Manika, listen, till today, I am 58, and when I have to count, I count like this.
Hmm.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
But ma'am, I've been always looked down upon because I didn't know maths.
Hmm.
And this I said very spontaneously. There was nothing calculated move or thought out thing, And that was the day. And today she's doing journalism from
Oh,
London.
wow, nice.
And she does write emails to me and I do respond. So I think it is basically respect, which needs to be given. Every time teachers don't have to tell
Hmm.
students, I know more than you.
Yeah.
That is what I feel, So
And
that is
I
it.
mean, you're being very humble about it, but I think the world needs more teachers like you, because
No.
I feel there are way less teachers who just understand this very basic principle that, like, the students, you have to treat students with the same respect.
Yeah, respect has to be given,
Mm,
And I think because I have given respect, so I have, touch wood, I have always got respect.
mm,
And it has been a genuine one, It has never been like this, that in front of me they're saying good morning, ma'am, or something.
mm.
It has been always there. And I've been lucky, I thank my stars for that. Seriously, seriously.
And like, you have always been this teacher in my head, at least, who used to teach students more than just the subject. Like, you would talk to them about how they're conducting themselves, like, their lives. You'll talk to them about leadership, empathy, and all of these things, which were way beyond books. Like, unfortunately, like, most like most teachers just focus on their subject. They'll come, enter, they'll teach, and that's the job done. But you extended yourself beyond the classroom, and I feel that probably would have taken some toll on you as well. Have you ever felt that, like, just being involved in students life more than just the subject has taken a toll on you?
No, it did not take a toll, but somewhere when I went wrong,
Hmm.
that took a toll. Like, suppose unnecessarily, I'm carrying a burden from principal's room or from anywhere, and I'm angry and I go to the class and unnecessarily, unnecessarily, I raised my voice.
Hmm.
So that guilt used to be there throughout the night with me. And next day, and I'm telling you honestly, I'm not being pretentious out here. I used to go and apologize, and that child used to be scared. "Ma'am, I'm sorry I scolded you. I should have done
I mean,
But I've done that. I've really done that, because
I can understand why the
there
child
has
would
to
be
be
scared because they're not used to it.
I don't know, but they were always scared of my bindi. They always used to tell me, ma'am, we are very frank with you, but your bindi is very scary, ma'am. I can't do anything about that, They were scared, but yes, that toll I carried, Yes, sometimes. There was a girl whose mother was suffering from cancer, and she was not doing well in her subjects also in 10th. And one day, I think I also raised my voice. And when she told me, "Ki, ma'am, every day when I see my mother like that,
Hmm.
her body decaying and all that." So next day, I could not just relax, and I started getting food for her
Hmm.
because there was no one to cook food for her. And I told her also, like, you're not telling anyone about this.
Hmm.
But I didn't do this. There were, I heard some people saying that I was doing all this to be popular among students, but it was not that. It was just me, I did it, because I felt that I should be doing it. As a teacher, it's just not teaching, as you said it also,
Hmm.
the book. You have to tell the children other things also.
Hmm.
So it was just that.
I mean, that's the quality that I have learned from you, that a teacher's job is not just to teach, it's to mentor.
Yeah.
And it's to show the direction to the students rather than, and if you just make the class more interesting, which you definitely used to do. As I was telling you, I still remember the French Revolution that you taught me all these years after,
Yeah.
right? So that was because you made us feel like we were involved in the process. You wouldn't talk about, okay, this is what they were doing or this. I remember still, you will be like, oh, put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
If you were in that castle surrounded by
Yeah.
like a civil disobedience, what would you do?
Yeah.
Right? And we would think, and that made like, the exam so easy because we were just writing stories.
Stories.
We were just understanding stories. We were living them. We were like, oh, imagining
Yeah.
stuff. So it was so easy and like, so natural for us. So were there any moments like, where you have sort of learned from your students?
Of course.
I definitely think, yeah.
No, of course, I have always learned from the students, There have been so many incidents. And, somewhere I've learned this concept of, not to over discipline children.
Hmm.
That is there. I still remember that batch was so notorious, I can't tell you, but excellent, intelligent children were there.
Hmm.
So I was told, I was a class teacher, I was told, okay, you need to have a platform so that you can stand on that platform and then see the children know.
Hmm.
Right. So I made arrangements to get the platform. So the backbenchers I could see,
Hmm.
Next day I went to the class and that platform was not there. It was a huge platform.
Yeah.
I said, where is the platform? We don't know anything about it. Then I learned, I go, okay, this class, they'll not listen to me unless and until I'm there with them. And so I said, okay. So, and I feel, like this type of discipline doesn't work at all with the students.
Hmm.
Unless and until you touch their soul
Hmm.
by teaching them what you have to teach and you understand their emotions. That is very important. That's really important. So I said, okay, I'm not bringing that platform. So it was that way.
I mean, since we're talking about this, like, this was something I wanted to ask uh, genuinely, because in every sort of classroom there are couple of like, real hooligans. Like, I remember from my class as well. The real troublemaker, like all the teachers, every student will just label them as difficult, distracted, troublemakers. And I think they're just, now I understand that they're just mostly misunderstood
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
times. And they, some of them just retreat, some of them sort of make that entire thing their entire identity and just lean into it more.
Yeah.
And how does a teacher deal with that sort of a thing when they see, like, I know, because you have a different approach. When all the teachers would sort of label a student very difficult, I know you'll see it very differently and you'll try to, like, just connect to them.
I don't know. It was very spontaneous. Again, an example only.
Hmm.
And I remember it very clearly. So there used to be that fatso boy in my class in
Hmm.
12th. And 2 periods of history, it was a torture for him.
Hmm.
And the next period used to be the sports period.
Hmm.
And he was very uncomfortable. Ki ma'am is going to teach and teach and teach, and I'll miss my sports period.
Hmm.
So he came to me one day and he had the courage to come.
Yeah.
Ma'am, see, let's strike at a bargain. Okay, what's the bargain? I'll listen to you intently for 2 periods.
Hmm.
But as soon as the bell goes,
Hmm.
you will leave me. You will leave the whole class because we want to go and play.
Hmm.
I said, yeah, this is a good bargain. I said to myself, this is a good bargain.
Yeah.
If this backbencher,
Huh.
the naughtiest boy of the class, is ready to listen to me, so why not the bargain?
Hmm.
So I used to leave them 5 minutes beforehand.
Hmm.
So it used to work, for me.
But don't you think, he had the courage to come to you? He might not have gone to some other teacher. It was because it was you and the way you interacted and, sort of created that
Space.
space for them to
Yeah.
actually take, just go to you and be
Yeah.
able to talk.
Yeah. I am not a monster here. I'm a human being. Teacher doesn't become a. Why should a teacher become a monster? She has to remain a human being. And I always believe I must have also made mistakes. By being in school and now as a teacher. So it's okay. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Was there any particular sort of moment where you thought, oh, I have really messed up, as a teacher, and you were like, oh, I need to fix this?
In the sense where? With the students or with the
Personally, in your not with students, but as in when you were teaching, you thought, okay, this might work, and that created a negative impact on a student. You're like, okay, I can't do this, and I need to rethink about how I teach. Might have happened in.
Oh, yeah. So many times. Actually, I like my ninth class used to be the first class in the sense every session.
Hmm.
So I always used to see the class first of all,
Hmm.
whether it's an intelligent class or whether it is less intelligent class. So accordingly, I used to, change my tactics. It was never same or similar techniques, which I adopted. It was always that. And I think I'm blessed in that way, because I used to feel what is the vibe of the class. If it is intelligent, then next day I used to come with the notes prepared, and in your class also. My notes were always prepared. I used to read before. That I've always done. I never thought, okay, I know everything. Never ever.
Yeah.
Never
I,
ever.
I remember, this is something I had an epiphany about, because when I teach, I tell certain things to my students, and very recently I realized that one of those things is just recycled from you.
Hmm.
Okay,
Oh,
so yeah.
what?
So I always tell my students that ask a lot of questions,
Yeah.
right? And I tell them, see, there are only two things. I don't know everything. You ask me question, I know the answer, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You learn something new.
Yeah.
If I don't know, we'll both find the
We'll
answer.
both find.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
recently realized that it's something you used to tell us,
Yeah.
and I've just been recycling it, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that, and that just suddenly, when I say this to the students, I suddenly see their demeanor changing, and they never expected.
Yeah.
Oh, a teacher is saying they will do everything, and they're ready to go and find an answer with us. That alone just makes them way more comfortable to
Yeah.
approach
Yeah.
and ask questions.
Very.
Because a lot of times, some teachers create that environment where students are just afraid to ask the
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
And that's just
It becomes the class become very boring.
yeah.
If you're only talking and they are listening like passive students, it's boring. For me, that class is a boring class, and it's a dull class. I could never do that. So, and why should I talk continuously for 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Let them also give in their feedback also. They could
Exactly.
never used to.
And I always, so I think when I was a student, I used to sort of take the onus on me, or if I'm not enjoying this subject, I'm bad at this subject. And if I'm doing good at this subject, I am good at this subject. Later on, when I started teaching and saw students responding to where I'm teaching, I realized it was something brought to me by my students, that it's not the student, it's the teacher's job
Yeah.
to sort of make the class interesting,
Yeah.
understand the students' needs,
Yeah.
who's lagging further behind, who's already doing, because you have to kind of bring both of them to the same place, and
Yeah.
make sure both of them are having fun,
Yeah.
right? So, and since then, I started telling my student, ki if you enjoy a subject, say kudos to your, thank the teacher, like, talk to them,
Yeah.
tell them. And if you're not enjoying the subject, don't blame yourself. Again, blame the teacher. Try to talk to them, like, that you're not having fun in the class, you're not enjoying this subject. Or like, if you have the liberty later on in the years, change the teacher. Like, a good teacher would not be hurt by that
No,
sentiment, if
not
you're
at
being
all.
honest.
Not at all.
You can just tell them that
Yeah.
this teaching style doesn't work for
Yeah.
me, I am looking for a better. They might be able to help you also.
Mhm.
So as you said, no, humanizing the teacher
Yeah.
themselves. And
Yeah.
I think that is something we have to learn, and like, teachers have to also
Definitely, yeah.
create that space
I am
for
still very scared of my maths teacher. Way back, And we had made a song also, which I'll not like to say publicly, but and that was one reason that I was never good at maths.
Hmm.
So I think teachers make an impact and they should not be monsters.
Hmm.
I should not be saying it publicly, but yes. If the child is crying in front of a teacher, if he's
Hmm.
scared to ask, then teacher is a failure. It's not done. It's really not done. It's inhuman.
Hmm.
And I always believe that when I'm not ready to raise my hand on my own children,
Hmm.
why should I raise my hand or raise my voice on someone else child
Hmm.
who has sent the child to me with a trust? So it's as simple as that. My formula always has been that. Yeah.
And I think it works.
Yeah, it works. It works. I am blessed, Mayank, in that way that day before yesterday was Guru Purnima.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think I taught that guy in 90.
Hmm.
Now he's a famous fashion designer. Famous fashion designer.
Hmm.
And he called me up because
Hmm.
thankfully my number is same.
Hmm.
And what you said, I felt small that I've never not done. I have not done anything. It has been just me. He said, ma'am, when I'm teaching, he taught in Pearl Academy also.
Hmm.
So, ma'am, whenever I'm teaching there, I feel you're there somewhere. नहीं यार ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I've been just myself and I have that passion, yes.
Hmm.
I'll not hurt a child.
Yeah.
That is there. That is it.
See, exactly, like I also told you the same thing.
Yeah,
Ki
yeah.
Whenever I'm teaching, I feel like, y- things you have taught us, not just like, what you have taught us, but the way you have taught us
Yeah.
have stayed with me all
Yeah.
the while. And they sort of just pour out unintentionally. Even I don't realize half the time that where is this coming? Where did I learn?
Yeah.
People will come to me, they'll be like, oh, you're such a good teacher. And I'm like, where did I pick this skill up? Like, I don't even remember, like, actually, like, doing something about it. It's why is it coming so naturally? And I am more of a nurture than a natural sort of a person. So I was like, I need to find out where this is
Mayank,
coming
I think
from.
it's the passion. It's not learning from anyone. It has to be the passion,
Hmm.
love for what you're doing. That it has to
But
be.
again, like, don't you think, like, that also you pick up from people, you see other people living through their passion and, like, doing that passionately, and you understand, see, they're having so much fun doing this. Like,
Yeah.
I used to watch you teach and I used to see that you're enjoying being in the class, you're enjoying, like,
In
teaching.
my class, no principal also could not enter. I never used to allow it.
Hmm.
Manika, me and my students
Hmm.
at this time, no interaction with anyone else.
Yeah.
So, like principal also used to say, "I'll not enter your class. You'll be very angry." Because no, you're not entering my class.
Exactly. You used to create that safe space for students as well. And
Yeah.
I think that is something that me and a lot of students that still are in touch with you, hold you in such high regard, saw that, maybe didn't realize it back then.
I also didn't realize I was doing everything with passion, and respect for every human being. That is what I believe in. I really believe in that.
So, I mean, sometimes I also feel this, like, when I am so involved with my students. Don't you think, like, your method sort of, you told me, like, teachers saying that you probably are doing this to
Yeah.
get popular with the
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
And I think staff room used to be the most enigmatic place for a child, like, what's going on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a clue.
Yeah.
So were there actually, like, talks where other teachers would come to you and be like, your way of teaching and way of dealing with students is maybe in their eyes not very professional, criticized it, that why are you getting so close with shoots and all
Yeah.
of that?
It always used to be there, but I never bothered about it because it was my passion.
Hmm.
That was there. I remember one girl sitting on the peon's seat and crying badly.
Hmm.
I said, what's wrong with you? So she said, they have taken my batch.
Hmm.
Why have they taken your batch? Ma'am, I was not able to submit something.
Hmm.
Why didn't you submit? Ma'am, my mother is ailing. Yeah.
Hmm.
I straight away walked to the principal's room and I said, what is this?
Hmm.
And that time I didn't think, that it will go against me
Hmm.
or for me. I just wanted that child not to cry.
Yeah.
So it was just that, nothing else. So it has been that way.
I love how casually you are saying all of these things. Like that's how it should be, right? I mean, ideally it should be, but like besides a few teachers, like you being one of them, I haven't seen this much passion from a teacher, like actually looking after their students and just like being there for them.
Eh,
It's sad, it's unfortunate, and I mean you are the kind of like again, like you'll scold me for putting you on such a high pedestal.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll
It's
say it.
okay.
I'll
It's
say it anyway.
no, 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 no.
No,
It's
you're
okay.
one of those teachers, like who get movies made after them, and
Oh
like,
no, 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 no. That is too much. Please don't
it
embarrass
should be
me.
done.
No,
It
no.
should be done.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This needs to be edited. No. This needs to be edited.
Well, so yeah, so we'll take a really short break
Yeah.
and listen to a Kapow song called Ghadi Ghadi, and then come back with some more conversation with Renu Adhikari ma'am. So yeah.
घड़ी घड़ी लफ्ज मेरे करते बगावत तेरे लिए घड़ी घड़ी अल्फाज तेरे गूंजते बस मेरे लिए स्याही पन्नों से खोने लगी धड़कने भी है डरने लगी सहम से गए हैं बादल यहाँ घड़ी की टिक टिक भी थमने लगी घड़ी घड़ी लफ्ज मेरे करते बगावत तेरे लिए घड़ी घड़ी अल्फाज तेरे गूंजते बस मेरे लिए आँखों पे पर्दा सिल है गया खोया था तुझको मैंने कहा पतझड़ से चेहरे पे झूठी हंसी घड़ी की सुई अब चलती नहीं साया तेरा जैसे जुगनू पाया खोया मैंने सब कुछ रातों को रोया ना मैं हूँ सोया टिक 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 हर पल मैं गिनूं मेरे चीखते हैं किस्से तेरे घड़ी घड़ी अश्क मेरे तस्वीर पे तेरी गिरे.
Okay, so welcome back. You're tuned into Ruckus Avenue Radio, and this is Kapow Plus, a show where a rock band collides with the rest of the world. And we are in conversation with my beloved teacher, Renu Adhikari, ma'am out here. And so, yeah, let's dive into the conversation again. So, let's take a break from all those, teaching methodologies that we have been talking about. I remember back when I was in 10th, I think, and I was getting more and more interested in music as the years were going by. I remember you introducing me to Advaita's music,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And I think the first song was Gheer Gheer that I listened to on your suggestion. And later on, you told us that Chayan is your kid. And earlier you just you used to tell us about music, listen to this and listen to that every now and then. And b- uh, still one of my favorite bands, still one of my favorite tracks that I listen to when I'm all alone, just earphones, no lights and everything. So I mean, Rick, I think music has always been something very, very close to you in that
Yeah.
sense, because all these years you have been listening to stuff a lot of students, me also, have bonded to you
Yeah.
through music in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And do you think you being so close to music, raising Shayan, and uh, was part of your teaching methodology and how you treated students and how you treated young impressionable in young minds
Mm-hmm.
who used to show those uh, extracurricular skills?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Chayan being into music made you more sensitive and more aware of those things?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, because I won't like to disclose so much about him. He murdered me. But Chayan was doing very well in studies, and all of a sudden, in 12th class, he said, I want to do music. Like a typical parent, where is your IIT and all that. And he said, I'll only do music, nothing else. And somewhere down the line, because he got attracted towards music, he started going down the grades, as far as studies were concerned. So naturally, teachers had concern, and somewhere, I was called also by the teachers and all that. Those things happen. Yes, you're right. There I realized the sensitivity, that if a child is getting attracted to some other field
Hmm.
and not studying, he should not be, somewhere or the other demeaned or insulted.
Hmm.
You don't study. What do you think? But how you will make money? What is good? Yeah. So that was a learning lesson for me, from there. And again, an example which I remember, and I think somewhere this was when I had seen Chayan struggling with it, was there was a boy in 11th never used to respond to any my methodology. I thought that I'm a failure here.
Hmm.
So one day I called him. No, his friend came to me. He said, "Ma'am, do you know that Vineet is beaten? Vineet, I don't know what was his name. That boy is beaten
Hmm.
up by his father
Oh.
every day because he wants to take up music as his career."
Oh, okay.
Now, a child who's being beaten up every day and he's coming to school, how the hell is he going to, concentrate on studies? So there, I sat down with him without telling him that I know about
Hmm.
it. And slowly and gradually he opened.
Hmm.
So that time I was remembering, what struggle Chayan had gone through.
Hmm.
And then, I sat down with him and today he's doing pretty well.
Hmm.
And when I connect with him on Facebook, he writes also, "Ma'am, it's all because of you that I'm doing so well." Because I told him, Mika, I'll support you.
Hmm.
Bargain again. You study and
Yeah.
I will support you.
Hmm.
I'll do everything. And somewhere, being in charge for those extracurricular activities, I started promoting him.
Exactly.
And there, he gained the confidence. And now there is no looking back. Rather, he was invited by school
Oh, nice. Okay.
to play, in the
Oh,
Golden Jubilee or
yeah.
somewhere or that, something like that.
I remember you being the most proactive when it came to like all these extracurricular
Yeah,
activities. You will be right in the front, like we're
yeah,
cheering students
yeah,
up, like planning the thing
yeah,
out,
yeah,
organizing it.
yeah.
Even for me, I remember. I think it was 11th grade or 12th grade. I don't even 10th grade. I don't remember what exactly was it, but I was part of something extracurricular still related to studies. I think it was some presentation,
Mm-hmm.
something or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of my class teacher was worried that I'm missing too many classes and I'm always somewhere else. And I remember talking to you about it, and you're like, you're confident that you'll be able to perform well in exams. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
confident. And it was closer to the exam time.
Exams, yeah.
You're like, then go.
Yeah, yeah,
I have confidence. You
yeah.
go do this thing well and then come back and study. I think it was coinciding with like me have to give exam and then go perform or like do that presentation and come back. And you instilled, because I also got worried. Oh, I have an exam.
Exactly, yeah,
Have to study for that as
yeah,
well. Have to
yeah,
represent school
yeah,
also in a
yeah,
lot of ways.
yeah.
And I remember you instilling that confidence. No, go. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
you'll
think,
do.
I feel, if students are taught honesty, be honest with yourself. You want to do that and you want to do well in exam, it's up to you.
Hmm.
But that honesty has to be there in them. And if that honesty is instilled, I think there's no looking back. That is it. Yeah.
So do you think I think our school was in a lot of ways very proactive with extracurricular activities.
Mm-hmm.
I was like I still feel very grateful that our school used to do these weekly things every
Mm.
Saturday or something
Yeah,
early in
yeah,
the morning,
yeah,
where something or the other would be happening.
yeah,
We'll get to do theater, we'll get to do music,
yeah,
get to do dance.
yeah,
Everything was
yeah,
appreciated
yeah,
and
yeah,
teachers were supportive.
yeah.
But do you feel like this is the norm, or like a lot of schools, lot of schools don't pay attention to these extracurricular and just run after grades?
I think, yeah, that is also there, but nowadays things have changed.
In
Now, I think most of the schools,
Hmm.
they have come to this conclusion that these extracurricular activities are also required.
Hmm.
But what I feel is that extracurricular activities should not be graded.
Hmm.
That is also happening. If you don't participate,
Okay.
then you will lose marks. That should not be
Hmm.
there. But yeah, most of the schools nowadays,
Okay.
yeah.
Back then when I
Back
were in
then,
school,
yeah, yeah, maybe not,
we
but
were just encouraged to do that, but nobody forced us by
yeah,
grades
yeah,
that you have
yeah,
to do this or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
But now it has become more grade oriented, marks oriented. That is bad. That should not happen, because then again the parents and the children are struggling.
Hmm.
You have to get the marks. It should
Marks.
not be marks oriented. So it is that way.
No, true. I
Yeah,
agree with you on
yeah.
that. So what are like, now that you have, I think you have such a massive library of student stories and experience that you have gathered all through these years of teaching. What are those few things that you feel that you would change in the like, in how education is imparted to students that you think is still missing?
Passion.
Hmm.
Passion is one thing which is missing. And unnecessarily details in the
Hmm.
subjects should not be there. That may be explained by the teacher in case the detailing has to be done, but children should not be examined for that,
Hmm.
because children need to, at this time, in 9th, 10th, even 11th class, they need to explore what they want to do. And for that, they need to get time, to explore.
Hmm.
Maybe, it may be anything. It may not be it may not be studies,
Hmm.
it may not be music, it may not be their relationships with each other.
Hmm.
They need to explore that. So for that, academics should not be a burden.
Hmm.
It should be something, where they are enjoying themselves. It should be. And for that, I think, the syllabus has to be less. It has to be less. And sometimes even I used to feel, how will these children learn so much?
Hmm.
It used to be too much. That is what I feel.
Yeah, I think one of the things I feel I never sort of learned in school was how to interact with people, the social component of like, just living existence.
Yeah.
I was that was also on me because I
You
was
were very
big,
shy.
big of a nerd and shy.
You should.
Used to avoid people in
You,
front.
no, you were shy, not avoid people, but you were shy.
I was shy, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was after school when in college you had no other choice but to
Yeah.
interact that I picked up on these social skills, these like street smart,
Yeah.
as you would
Yeah.
say. My mother used to constantly harrow me like, you're a book smart.
Hmm.
But what about like street smarts?
Yeah.
That's the thing that you need in the
Hmm.
real world.
Yeah.
And I used to struggle with that a lot.
Hmm.
And that was something that I felt school never prepared me for.
Hmm.
School prepared me to sit in a class, study. I enjoyed it, yes, but it never sort of gave me an opportunity to learn those street smarts.
Yeah.
And I know a few students, few of my classmates who did have street smarts, but those were the ones who were labeled difficult and like,
Difficult. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the hooligans and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, if there's a way that we can incorporate a little bit of the social component where they learn how to behave and learn and talk to each other and be respectful to each other, that can go a long way.
Yeah, it can go a long way, but there has to be some infrastructure, which has to be provided.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it cannot happen.
Mm.
It will not happen.
Mm.
And I think we as teachers, our interactions also, they also have to be more pleasant
Mm.
in front of the students with each other, so that it sets an example for them.
And I think teachers who teach those particular batches know, like, from say ninth grade to 12th grade
Yeah.
have the most difficult time because teenagers, like,
Yeah,
at the
teenagers.
raging peak of their
Yeah.
hormones and, like,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I got it was first year of my school teacher.
Mm.
So when I was in school, these dating, etc., never used to be there. These, couples never used to. So this was something new to me.
Mm.
So I mustered up courage and I asked one of the 12s, you could tell me one thing, why this has started.
Yeah.
I said, this has started. So they said, he made me sit on the stairs near 9th B or 10th A. I remember that.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
ma'am,
okay,
I'll explain it to
yeah.
you. And very honestly he explained. I go, okay, tell me. He said, see, ma'am, we all, are growing up boys,
Hmm.
and we need respect. And that respect will only come. How? Tell me. How? By studying? No. If we have a girlfriend. I go, okay, I didn't know this. That you will gain respect only by having a girlfriend. So that was it. These are learning lessons for me. If you ask, after that I was never curious. I said they're getting respect. Girls are also getting, boys are also getting. So it's okay. It's fine.
Okay, cool. I never knew it was about getting respect from other people.
Yeah, peer group, ma'am will get respect. I said, okay, fine. That is okay.
Okay. Interesting. That's a learning lesson for me as well. I think I also never knew that it was all about respect. I was playing a different game altogether all these years. But yeah. So how does it feel like, you come across, like you mentioned, a lot of people who still write to you, who are doing like, things in their own fields, like, this, like, I'm sitting here, I'm
Yeah,
just doing
yeah.
my thing. So how does it feel when you see people you have taught and you might have interacted with them for like 2 years of their life, but they still remember you and they have reached places? How does that make you feel as a
Very nice.
teacher?
I feel very nice about it. Though I don't remember what has been my contribution. But when I see them all grown up, all matured, and even the gray hair coming somewhere, not yours, but
Lot of them actually.
no, but with their own children who are in 12th class, struggling with those things. And I feel very nice. And then it becomes not a relation, of a teacher and a student. I have developed, and I think I've been successful, of being more friends.
Hmm.
Like, though that line is still there, but yes, I can talk to them, they can talk to me about things. So it has been that way. And I feel very nice, connecting with them. And if they are doing well, and if they are not doing well, we sit and think what is going wrong where. So
Oh, wow.
I am okay. I am okay with that.
Again, you're saying all of these things so casually, like, it's just something people do. People don't.
I don't know. I do it, I really do it.
Has it ever happened that, like, one of your students now has a kid and they've brought the kid to meet you?
No,
Like,
that I would look like a nani or something. No, that I don't want. You remember I never used to let anyone touch my feet also. I know gurus, their feet have to be touched, but I never like that, no, no, I know. No, never,
it
never.
might happen, like, so.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no way, no way. No, not at all. It is very frightening, no. Rather, I try not to go for the weddings also
Yeah.
of the students, because how will I be introduced? Hamari teacher I am. I go, "Nahi bhai, I'm not." Then they'll come and touch my feet. No, it's okay. It's fine, with me.
So, like, after all these years that you have taught, and what are the few things that you really, really enjoy? Like, something like, do you remember, and like sort of like takeaways from all those
My
years of teaching?
classes. And those I miss. Even like I have been to school so many times, but I feel, there is nothing attractive about the school anymore. For me, going into the class and interacting with the children has been my best memory, in the school. And I miss that. That is something, which I miss. Otherwise, everything is fine. At least I've given up my structured life, getting up in the morning, cooking, and then going to school, and always getting a red mark because I was perpetually late. Always I used to be late. So that is over, So now it is slow. You can have a cup of tea, listen to music, go for a walk, etc. So that is much better.
You well deserved.
Yeah, yeah. That used to be terrible, So, but structured life is over. But yes, I do miss those interactions, because sometimes you're teaching, and from teaching you start a discussion and it goes somewhere else, and then the bell rings and then you realize, Arey yaar, I have not done what I was supposed to do,
Yeah.
And you remember your notebooks used to be blank. I
Hmm.
never used to get the written work done, because everything was given in the book and you were learning in the class.
Like,
Yeah, I remember that.
with you, it hardly felt like we were studying or learning something, because you never used to ask us to learn something.
No,
You always used to ask us to imagine, like, this is happening. You
Yeah.
are right in the middle of
yeah,
this history lesson, and this is happening. What would you do?
yeah,
And we would just come up with answers, and you're like, oh, this is what they did.
yeah,
And then we would just write answers based on those stories.
Yeah.
I never had to
yeah.
sort of write anything, like, during the class or learn. It was more of a just like, sit down.
Only this reminds me, there was this lesson on Vijayanagar Empire.
Hmm.
And I narrated the story of a film, no?
Hmm.
That if you see that dance, you can see all the structure.
Hmm.
So that girl wrote the answer accordingly, and I said, "Wow, yeah, you've done so well, ma'am. What you told in the class, according to that song I wrote, and I got my marks."
I know, right? So
Yeah,
that was something I found very unique about you. Like, I mean, so I know people who don't like history lessons because they're like, oh, I have to remember this date when this happened,
yeah.
and what were the names and
Yeah.
what happened. Oh,
Yeah.
this is what they
Yeah.
did. I was like, I never had that experience with
Hmm.
history learning, or like,
Hmm.
it was a very different experience
Hmm.
for me. It
Hmm.
was way more fun. It was like just imagining things, like just being part of a documentary
Documentary, yeah.
sort of.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. It has been always like that,
So what could be that one thing? Imagine, like, you're now you can go back and whisper sort of like a piece of advice to your younger self who's going on that first day to teach a class, just like a thought experiment. What would you
Don't
say
be
to her?
scared of these grown-up boys and girls, because the first time when I entered, and I was 21 at that time, yeah, 82, yeah, must be. I entered the class, 12th class, and there was that snooty girl who got up. Who is this? Who's come to our class? Who are you? And I went back to the staff room. I didn't know what to do. So that is what I mean. Don't be scared of these boys and girls, it's okay.
I have like these some sort of like rapid fire fun questions for you. Okay.
Tables have turned, I used to do it, now you're doing.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my
Revenge.
yeah, but in a positive way. Like I would revenge has a negative connotation to it. I'm happy about this. Like
Let me see whether I'll be happy.
okay, so okay, what is harder to navigate, like a classroom or a staff room?
Staff room. I was never, all my colleagues will murder me for this, but generally prefer to be outside. Because outside the staff room, I'm not saying I was very honest, I was away from politics, I was a saint, but outside the staff room, children were more honest, more transparent. So I was in a safer space out there. I hope no one listens to it.
Okay, so what was your guilty pleasure while you were correcting papers?
Music.
Music.
Music
I
and
know
chai.
that answer.
Music and chai.
Okay, was there okay, this is going to be fun. Was there any one student prank that you were angry about on the front, but you deeply respected, like ki, oh, this is actually fun.
First of all, I was known as a terror, so no one dare play a prank with me. But
I played it on somebody else, or like just a general prank you came to know. You're like, I respect it. Like I can't say it out loud, but I respect it.
yeah, so what happened was that I taken a half day, and when I came, my whole class was standing outside, punished. And as soon as they saw me entering the gate, they all started dancing and said, "Ma'am, we have been punished." I didn't know where to look because I knew Miss Principal would be listening, So I said, "Just keep quiet." What happened? Ma'am, nothing. We just hit a chalk on a teacher. That is nothing. Okay. So that happened. That's over. 2 years after,
Hmm.
the child from the same batch, college, staff meeting is about to start. The teacher on whom that chalk was thrown is standing next to me, a senior teacher, and I was very scared of her.
Hmm.
And that boy comes to me and says, "Do you want to know who threw the chalk?" I threw the chalk. And I'm looking here and there what to do and what not to do. And they had a yes. Why did I didn't say anything, though I should have, because throwing a chalk means insult to the teacher. But sorry to say, in Hearts of Arts, now in Hearts of Arts, the teacher never. And I'm no one to judge, but I came to know from many people that she was not teaching in the class. So whether it was justified, I don't. I don't know.
It's okay. I think we got it.
I didn't know that, but that happened. Yeah.
Was there one sort of like topic that you used to teach that was always misunderstood by the students?
Gandhi. It used to be always Gandhi. And we were taught that you have to call him Gandhi ji.
Hmm.
I also called him Gandhi ji.
Hmm.
So next day I go to the class, five students got up. One,
Hmm.
two, three, four, five. Ma'am, tell us that all other leaders are not addressed at G, and why this Gandhi ji? I didn't know what to answer. And yeah, they're right.
Hmm.
So after that, I started saying Mahatma Gandhi. I stopped saying Gandhi ji. So
You know
that's
what?
that.
I have an interesting story about this.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi is like, revered at least in the textbooks, but later on, the more I read about the man, he seems more of a man, like
Yeah.
more of a
Yeah.
human being too,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
his own flaws,
Yeah.
his own,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think that's a lot with how we are taught a lot of things, not just history, not just like any subject.
Yeah.
There's a lot that students need to learn about what they're learning in school. There's a whole
Exactly.
another story,
Yeah.
because even things we learn from textbooks or a teacher are sort of biased
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that is something like, since we're talking about Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah. 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 That is there. But I always give this example, that if someone has slapped you, you will again slap,
Hmm.
and the ladai will start, and then you're going to be both thrown out of the school.
Hmm.
So what is the point? Follow Mahatma Gandhi's rule of non-violence, and that's it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's
There-
as simple as that. Why you want to be suspended unnecessarily. Control your emotions and Don't slap the other person. That's being fair about it.
We're in Gurgaon, so that
Logic.
doesn't happen at all. But yeah.
Yeah, it does not happen, but I think that is the logic behind it, you know.
I mean, yeah, exactly. There are certain things, all of these sort of things that are cliche. I believe like all the cliche things do stand the test of time because they are at least partially true. There's
Yeah.
something to learn from them
Yeah.
and carry forward. That's why they've stood the test.
No, imagine a teacher getting violent at the student. What is going to happen?
I mean, back then it used to be fine.
Yeah.
Now though it doesn't happen
Yeah.
because like even parents, even students are like,
Yeah.
oh wow,
Yeah.
how dare you
Yeah.
hit
Yeah.
hit a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's right or wrong because in a lot of ways it is because you don't have to raise your hand.
No,
Just talk to
raising
them.
hand is wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But I think teachers also should not be questioned like this.
Hmm.
Nowadays, they are being made a target, you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
by the students, by the parents, by
Parents.
the authorities. So they have just become mechanical clerks, and
Exactly.
no respect is there for the teachers, you know.
And then
So that is something
when
they
that happens, they kind of lose the joy of
Yeah,
teaching and they
yeah,
stop experimenting and they
yeah.
just treat it like a
They,
job.
they go with heavy burden on their shoulders to the class. So the quality teaching misses, you know.
And I mean, that's the thing that I've learned now that I'm mature enough,
Hmm.
at least a little bit,
Hmm.
that even teachers have their own lives. Like,
Yeah.
some days they'll not be in a mood. Some
Yeah.
day there's some trouble at
Definitely.
home or like in their career they're having
Yeah.
some issues and
Yeah.
that it's human interaction. It might seep out like when teaching a class, and so taking that teacher's uh demeanor very seriously is even harmful for students. Like
Students,
back
yeah.
then we used to take it very personally.
Yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
teacher has said this to me. Oh no, this should mean that.
No, but I think there the teacher has to control herself because she's teaching according to me tinny winnies. Those tinny winnies will not understand, you know, what is going on in the teacher's mind. So when you're getting that label of a teacher, then you need to control your emotions. That needs to be done. That's why I used to go and apologize the next day.
I'm pretty sure the student who got the apology from the teacher is still saying like once a teacher came to me and apologized. How often does that happen? I mean,
Yeah, I used to do it quite
no,
often.
that's like that's something I adore and admire about you, that you have always been you yes, you taught us, but you were more than just a teacher to us, like and more of a mentor for a lot of us, more of a guide to a lot of us, even like a motherly figure to a lot of us. We used to come and complain like oh, this is happening, I'm not happy now, this is happening.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of students used to just come and like be like, oh no, I need to talk to you. And
Yeah.
I remember I called you once outside the staff room like, oh, are you free, are you free? And
Yeah.
you used to be on the third floor, I
Yeah.
used to be on the first floor. I'll come there and
Yeah.
like, are you free, I need to
Yeah.
talk to you, this is
Yeah.
happening and I'm
Yeah.
not happy, like
Yeah. 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 That used to happen quite often. That I remember. Yeah. Many children used to come, and they were questioned by the others. You are a science student, why you're coming up?
exactly.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
lot of my friends be like, why are you going to like third floor, like
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
talking to a history
Yeah.
teacher, like,
History teacher. Yeah.
I-
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
what's
It
what's
used to
the
happen.
deal there?
Yeah. It used to happen.
I'm like, like that's one teacher I think I can talk to and I can
Yeah.
share what's happening, and I know ki if something goes wrong, she'll be there to help me and navigate me
Yeah.
through life. It
Yeah.
was that simple.
Yeah.
Back then, probably didn't understand. It was just like a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, something happened. I need to talk to you and
Yeah.
figure things out.
You're growing up kids, no? So you need someone,
Yeah.
to speak to. That is there. That's why my bag used to be full of all those mobiles. All the mobiles used to come to me, and then during after the school, they used to always take them away.
You're revealing too many things.
It's okay. I'm retired now. I can say things. No one will come and question me for that.
And I remember, like, in the later years, it probably, like, when I was in 12th and even recently, you used to keep me in check also. And you'll be like, oh, like, don't get too cocky. Yeah, don't let it get to your. I'm saying something nice about you, but don't let it get to your head. And I remember Babita ma'am used to be there, and she'd be like, no, he won't take it to his head. Like, no, I think he understands,
Yeah.
like, what you mean.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I still have to say it.
Yeah. That has been there. Yeah.
So I think we should This was a lot of conversation. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
giving us this time of yours. I mean, this was just an excuse that I made to get you here and finally spend some time with you. I've been telling you,
Promises you have been making so
I've been
many
making a lot of
promises.
promises, not
Yeah.
holding up to any one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So this was my way of just finding an excuse.
Thank you.
No, thank you for not just for this, but all these years of just guiding me, teaching me, even sort of remotely in a lot of ways. I am glad to be a student of yours.
I didn't know that.
Really will be grateful for all
I am glad, I'm rather privileged, to be a teacher for you, because you were always nerdy. I didn't want to teach a nerdy. Now, you're a versatile person. So it has to be that way.
all these, I think you had a role to play in making me a bit less nerdy, keep my nerdy side, but also be a more of a a versatile human, because you allowed that space for me.
One should be happy, Happiness has to be there. And happiness doesn't come only from money, which you make by being nerdy, You have to be happy, somewhere or other.
See, I am happy being nerdy, so I defend it. I'm still a nerd. I'll be a nerd, and I'm happy. But the thing is that doing all of this, doing music, being exposed to meeting so many people,
People, that is very
and
important.
hearing their story,
Yeah.
sharing mine,
Yeah.
I think just putting my head between the books would never have
Yeah.
taught me all of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
which it did.
Yeah.
So
Books are equally important, but
equally important. Yes, I am a huge proponent of
yeah.
studying and learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
As we were discussing, no, I'm more of a reader now than
Yeah.
I ever was.
Yeah.
And that's something comes naturally now. I
Yeah.
just enjoy reading, because the rest of the components are all it's life. So you
Yeah.
have to keep all the components in a healthy balance.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's something, you accept it or not, you have played a role in it. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you
So
so
yeah,
much.
once again, thank you so much, Renu Adhikari ma'am. This is Kapow Plus, a podcast where a rock band like us collides with the rest of the world, and we have some interesting conversations. And you're tuned into Ruckus Avenue Radio. There's more coming from Kapow for you all. Tune into the next episode. We'll go to the next fun segment where we'll do some typical Kapow shenanigans. So before that, let's listen to a Kapow song and then dive into the fun segment.
भीनी सी जो ये सांसें हैं, मरहम सा गीत गाती है, धीमे से जो बाहों में तू आती है, जो बेकरारी छाई है, होठों पे भी आई है, छाँव में कंबल की छेड़ जाती है। ये आसमां और वो ज़मीन, इस पे बीती मेरी छोटी सी ये जिंदगी, सब है मिला पर तू नहीं, फिर भी चेहरे पे प्यारी सी रहती एक हंसी। अब मौत मिलने आई है, जिंदगी यूं याद आई है, आखिरी एक हंसी रुलाती है। ये आसमां और वो ज़मीन, इस पे बीती मेरी छोटी सी ये जिंदगी, कुछ है मिला और कुछ नहीं, फिर भी चेहरे पे प्यारी सी रहती।
भाई 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 एकदम सही गाना इस मौसम के लिए, और इस गाने का नाम भी मौसम था जो अभी हम सुन रहे थे। और अब हम आ ही गए हैं, इतना अच्छा मौसम हो ही गया है, तो कुछ गेम खेल ही लेते हैं। तो ये बर्फ पड़ने वाली है यार, बर्फ तो चलो भाई अब इस गेम को शुरू करते हैं। इस गेम का नाम है अंताक्षरी। अंताक्षरी अगर तुम्हें
ये कौन सा गेम है?
नहीं पता
Never heard
तो तुम आप चले जाओ, आप चले जाओ। नहीं, मजाक कर रहा था। हमारे मतलब फाइनेंशियर यही है, तो इनको हम बाहर नहीं बेच सकते। तू जा चल। चलो तो चलो, क्या था भाई, कैसे शुरू करते थे इसे?
बैठे बोर हुए।
तो शुरू करो, आप खुद ही शुरू करो, मेरे को नहीं आता ये गेम।
बैठे बैठे बोर हुए,
करना है कुछ काम, शुरू करो
अंताक्षरी
लेके कपाव का नाम। कपाव कपाव कपाव। चलो
क्या बढ़िया गाना चूज किया भाई ने अपने लिए।
मैं तो कुछ और चीज करता हूँ।
सेकंड लाइन क्या होती है?
मुझे नहीं आता।
अरे तेरे को आना चाहिए, चीटिंग क्यों कर रहा है अंताक्षरी में?
बना दे कुछ भी।
क्या है, कैसा है तू?
एक पूरा लाइन होता है ना, उसके बाद नन्ही सी चिड़िया वगैरह भी कुछ होता है।
कैसा है तू? नन्ना सा है ना, नन्ही सी चिड़िया भी होता है।
बोल ही नहीं होती चिड़िया।
अब 5 सेकंड के अंदर अब तो आपको ओ से कोई एक गाना गाना ही पड़ेगा, कोई और गाना। चल
जाना ढूंढने तुझे दीवाना, सपनों में
Step ही करो।
आए, आज जिंदगी में
वो डबल साउंड टेबल के पीछे से बहुत गंदा लगेगा,
नहीं
दिख रहा तो। हाँ यही पे है। अब शुरू करिए। वही तो बताया, अब शुरू करिए।
सपनों में आज जिंदगी में आना सनम।
इंग्लिश भी गा सकते हो, कोई बात नहीं। हमने इतनी जल्दी ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था।
वहां से गाना है भाई, अरे अपना ही गाना गा दे।
I have forgotten every song that you started with.
अरे भाई क्या हो गया?
हाँ यार,
अरे इट्स माय लाइफ,
It's my life।
माया से शुरू कर दियो।
छी भाई छी, विनोद को बाहर निकालिए। विनोद होते हैं
हिंट देता
disqualified।
हूँ, मतलब बहुत वियर्ड हिंट है। नहीं छोड़, नहीं दे रहा।
भाई हर अंताक्षरी इस गाने से शुरू होती है।
मैं निकला ओ गड्डी लेके एक चोर।
अरे तुम लाइनें क्यों खा रहे हो यार?
चोर नहीं, मोड़ आया।
मैं निकला
रास्ते में चोर आया। मैं
नहीं, सड़क पे निकली बहन तू, सड़क पे।
हाँ, फिर चोर आया। अबे तो मैंने गाड़ी छोड़ दी।
लौटे गड्डी छोड़ाया,
उद्दे गड्डी मोड़ आया।
हाँ गुड़गांव में आजकल वही यार, गड्डी छोड़ के ही जाना पड़ रहा है सबको। तो गुड़गांव इंस्टिंक्ट्स यहाँ भी काम आ गए। तो मैं खेल रहा हूँ इसमें
या
ये तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं था। अरे यार
एक दोस्ती पे बहुत अच्छा गाना है।
हाँ यारो
हमारे दिमाग में ना, दिमाग में सिर्फ वो स्पीड, हमें नए गाने आएंगे ही नहीं यार, हमें पुराने ही आएंगे जो घर की अंताक्षरी में प्ले किए जाते हैं। तो इवन तो यहाँ से हजारों नए गाने होंगे, हम गाएंगे वही पुराने वाले। और हम ये भी नहीं गाने वाले थे, हम गाने वाले थे यारा तेरी। वो इतने पुराने हैं अब।
गा उसके आगे आता ही नहीं मेरे को। ये कर लूं दोस्ती यमला नहीं याद से चाहिए।
मैं जट यमला पगला होता है वो।
अरे हट यार, हमें तो यमला से आता है।
यारो दोस्ती
बड़ी हसीन है,
ये ना हो तो
क्या फिर,
ये ना हो तो क्या फिर,
बोलो रे
जिंदगी है बस
कोई तो हो रास्तेदार।
बेगरस
मेरे को लिरिक्स नहीं याद है, to be honest।
कोई तो
दिल भर हो
यार।
अरे इतना लंबा क्यों गाना है यार?
तो गाना आता भाई।
कॉपीराइट।
चलो और आगे गाओ ना, मेरे को लिरिक्स नहीं आते सच में।
तो कहीं खत्म कर दे, तू बता।
खत्म हो गया ना, उस पे हो गया ना,
रह
रह पे।
रह पे हो गया वैसे।
रम रम रम। वो से तो होता है नहीं, रुक जा ना।
अब ऐसा लग रहा है
रात को आऊंगा मैं, तुझे ले जाऊंगा मैं, फिल्म दिखाऊंगा मैं, छोड़ के आऊंगा मैं, चोरी से आना चुपके से आना, अच्छी नहीं दिल लगी मुझसे, ये होता है ना, मुझसे
कम से कम सही तो
मुझसे
ये करोगी, ये क्या गंदे इशारे कर रहे हो आप? चल चल गा
डायनामिका मका नका नका रिका चिका पिका रम पम पम रम पम पम गया तू तो गया से का
अच्छा कितना लंबा
नहीं, शर्म को
लंबा नहीं
को।
लग रहा है।
रम पम पोश
रंपम।
अब भाई इतने सारे हैं, अभी मेरे दिमाग में 3 आ गए।
मेरे को नहीं आता
नहीं, but my name is आता ना।
स्टार्ट्स विद आई। अरे वो गा दे, वो पेंसिल वाला यार।
अरे
अब तो बोल दिया, इतना बड़ा क्लू दे दिया मैंने।
शाकालाका।
अगर तू अरे पर वो एम से शुरू होता है
भाई पहले शाका लगा बूम बूम, शाका लगा बूम बूम, मैं हूँ संजू।
रियलिटी में गिर रहे हो।
ऐसे ही शुरू होता है
गाना तो ऐसे स्टार्ट होता है।
ये गाना तो मैंने सुना ही नहीं है भाई।
गाना तो ऐसे स्टार्ट होता है।
पहले शाका लगा बूम बूम, शाका लगा बूम बूम, मैं हूँ संजू, मेरे पास है मैजिक पेंसिल, ऐसे शुरू होता है। जो मैं बनाऊं सच हो जाए, एरोप्लेन या साइकिल। अब कोई और गाना गा। श से और भी है, श से
शाकालाका लाका लाका लाका
और भी है।
शाकालाका बूम बूम।
शक्तिमान पूरा गाना पड़ेगा सिर्फ, इसके बाद आपको लाइनें भी गानी पड़ेगी।
शक्ति शक्ति शक्तिमान।
I give up on this round, Sarah.
चलो आउट हो गया विनोद।
मैंने गा दिया ना शक्तिमान।
नहीं अब
नहीं तो तू आउट मत हो यू वैन प्लीज।
Why is this so difficult?
20 minutes later.
चलो ठीक है आउट।
अरे यार अरे वो किलर क्वीन कैसे स्टार्ट होता था यार? इसके भी लिरिक्स नहीं आते।
अच्छा इंग्लिश भी तो गा सकता है। मैं तो हिंदी सोच रहा था।
कितने सारे ऑप्शन है।
इंग्लिश में गा सकते हैं।
हाँ बिल्कुल, सबसे पहली बार तेरे को बोला था कि इंग्लिश भी कर सकते हैं।
तो तू तो गा अब।
मेरे को भी तो
शी से कितने सारे
अरे!
ऑप्शन होते हैं।
अरे यार ये वो सब याद आ रहे हैं बट मैं वो गा नहीं सकता ना मैं।
वो गाते ना, तुम्हें गाना गाना होता है।
नहीं अरे एक यार स्टीवी वंडर का कौन सा?
भाई इतने
नहीं वो इज़न्ट शी लवली है ना।
Show me the meaning of being alone.
तो क्या अपने टाइम पे क्या हुआ था?
अबे इसके भी लिरिक्स नहीं आते यार मुझे, इसके भी लिरिक्स नहीं आते मुझे। शट अप। अरे यार
Show me the meaning of being lonely.
Is this the feeling? इसके बाद मेरे को सब कुछ पार्ट में याद है।
Tell me why I can't be there where you are.
अब ये
It's something missing in my heart.
ट से टमाटर।
वो भी आ से शुरू।
खुद गलत गा रहे हैं। ट से
टमाटर बड़े
हम बहुत गंदे हैं यार इस गेम।
तुम लोग गंदे।
हाँ वही हम तीनों की बात कर रहा हूँ। वैसे ये भी तूने कुछ
नहीं कर एटलीस्ट गाते
यस
इसमें हमारे उनकी
देखो इसके भी लिरिक्स नहीं आते। नहीं 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 मेरे को पता नहीं, ये गाना तो आता है बट क्या हो गया, मैं माइक में नहीं बोल सकता, ये
कट लग जाएगा ज्यादा से ज्यादा, हमें तो बता दे।
रुक जाओ दिल दीवाने,
मैं तो उसके पीछे चला गया था।
मैं जरा लड़की है या जादू, सोचूं मैं ये जरा,
नहीं
बस वो आए जो
पूछू तो मैं
रुक जाओ दिल दीवाने जरा।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है sorry।
भाई बहन जी बहन जी को अब मैं क्या बोलूं जो मैं भाई को बोल सकता हूँ इस
अरे 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 बिहाइंड द कैमरा क्या चल रहा है?
गाड़ी में ब्रेक
कौन सेगमेंट में हमारी हंसी डाल दो 10 मिनट 15 मिनट, वो काफी है। चलो चलो एंड करो।
हाँ तो चलो भाई, आप लोगों ने देख ही लिया होगा कि हम कितने खराब थे इस गेम में।
सुन भी लिया होगा।
हाँ सुन,
हम नहीं।
मतलब काश आप ना ही सुने ये चीज तो बढ़िया रहेगा। तो अब इस गेम को खत्म करते हैं। अब अपना एक कपाव का ओरिजिनल गाना है जो आप सुनने वाले हैं। इट्स कॉल्ड स्टार्ट अगेन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट एल्बम कपाव, एम आई राइट? So because I don't know.
You should know। भाड़े पे नहीं लेकर आया तेरे को सड़क से अभी 2 साल से ऐसा हुए।
नहीं छोड़ो, रहने दो।
ठीक है
तो let's cut to the song and हाँ ठीक है।
I heard you're lonely.
So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Very special episode for us, but especially for Mayank. I just have a very weird question. How many of you used to stand up when you say good morning, teacher? Do you?
I think everyone had to.
They had to, but did you ever be a rebel kid and did not stand just for the sake of not standing because everyone did what they did? And we have a song for that also, by the way, but I don't know if we should reveal that song. We'll reveal that song for later episodes. So that is a reason for you to stick around. Stay tuned for the next episode.
So if you like what you heard, you've been listening to Ruckus Avenue Radio. This was Kapow Plus. And you can follow us everywhere at the rate It's Kapow Time. You can stream our music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. Search for KAPOW Kapow with that exclamation mark at the end of it. Thank you, Ruckus Avenue, for making this possible.
Yes, thank you so much. And stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you in the next one.
Before we go, here's Sultana by Kapow.
Ding, 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 ding.
Silhouettes of broken dreams hiding under a blanket of stars. Dark shadows coloring the canvas. Look out your eyes to see the sun. With heavy feet on a sea of sand. Walking endlessly for a miracle. No hope for you in the melting pot of insanity. No place to hide, no place to run. Dream your life away. Can't you see? For the fame. I've given up what you see. Dream your life away. World of lies. Is a world of the pain. This world is your enemy. Now that you see in the back of your mind, you're just a tourist in your own life. Everything you do closes doors ahead of you, till there's only one to get you through. So sleep, the desert's calling. Sleep, just dream. The world is forming. Dream. No fears, no lies. Just close your eyes. Slowly the solar sun rises behind me and giving birth to my new shadow. Colors unimaginable. They are staining my monochrome sorrow. Slowly the solar sun rises behind me and giving birth to my new shadow. Queens of imaginable. They are staining my monochrome sorrow. Colors unimaginable.
Top down, clear skies, the cold breeze on my elbow off the door.
Her hair smells fresher than the green grass racing up the road. Oh, Mary Jane, your fire red says, let's run away. Oh, run away. A carefree laughing tangle leg stretched out of denim shorts up on the dash. Tats on the neck, her face with Rex and a tongue that's a little rash. She leans in for a kiss, and all my thoughts blow up in smoke. Down we go, riding drops of air, sending ripples to the shore. Swimming with the whales on a dusty road. The blackest eyes call me in, her smirk is drawing me onto her lips. She's in her backless dress, drawing circles with her heels on the floor. Oh, Lucy, you have your own ways, strangest ways. She runs her tender fingers through the hem and she gives me a subtle teasing glance. Her gaze turns me inside out, reaching out, and her hand blows on my face. Skins and lace were melting away. Down we go, riding drops of air, sending ripples to the shore.